So good afternoon. Welcome to the 2016 Land Rover Burghley Horse Trials. On behalf of the Celebrity Talk area, we're going to take you round some of the fences on this year's course. As you can see, we're here at fence 2, Lambert's Sofa, and of course Lambert here was 52 stone and apparently held the world record for the fattest man. So Lambert's Sofa is fence 2. As you can see behind me is the iconic and beautiful Burghley house, and it provides the backdrop for probably one of the greatest three-day events in the world. So let's go and have a look around the course and see what Captain Mark Phillips, the course designer, has set in store for us all today. So we're at fences 5A, B and C, which is the anniversary splash. Riders have had a chance to get their horses settled into a rhythm over fences 1, 2, 3 and 4. And now they come to the first real question. They approach over the box hedge here behind me, and then a left-hand turn as they approach the second sort of box hedge. It's a significant oxer, and there is a real little rise up in the ground beforehand, which is going to make the fence feel big. So horses and riders are going to have to commit here. They're going to see the water behind it late. So horses are going to need to be brave and riders committed. So as we've said, the B element here at the anniversary splash is significant. Up the hill, got to cope with the width. The horses and riders will see the water, the anniversary splash, late. They've then got 2 strides before the C element into the water. The ground drops away, then flattens out, and this is by no means an insignificant fence. Riders will often say that this is brush, and so they can go through it a bit. As you can see, it's quite solid brush. And then it's away across the water to the lakeside hedges, fences 6A, B and C, where riders have to make a decision on the direct route or a slightly longer route. So we're at the top of Winners Avenue at the highest point on the course, and we've come across fences 12 and 13, the Cottesmore Leap. It's an iconic fence, probably one of the most famous cross-country fences in the world. Legend has it that you can drive a Land Rover Discovery through the ditch, and as you can see, it's pretty wide, pretty high. 4 strides later, on a bend, there's a brush parallel. That in itself shouldn't cause problems, but riders really need to have their brave pants on here. Fences 14A, B and C are the Land Rover Dairy Farm. The course up until this point has been relatively similar to last year, a few additions, but relatively similar. Here, it changes in a big way and it gets very serious. Riders have to run up the hill behind you, a steep little bank, to this corner here, the first part A. That requires a lot of accuracy and a brave, forward-thinking horse. 2 strides to a wide sheep feeder in the middle, and then we go down the hill behind it. So as we saw from the other side, the B element of the Land Rover Dairy Farm is a wide sheep feeder. As you can see, the horses then drop down this bank. They've got to jump with confidence and bravery over the width of the sheep feeder. Then there's 4 strides on a bit of a bending line down this bank to what is a real question of accuracy. Riders really know they're at Burghley at this point. They probably knew it beforehand, but they really know now. So fences 16, 17 and 18 make up the complex that we've come up to here, which is the Maltings Village Green, a picturesque depiction of English village life. The riders enter the area jumping a great big white oxer at fence 16 and then curve round to this multicoloured oxer that you can see in front of me. This is a wide oxer on a flat base, and then 4 strides on the bend to the skinny hedge. And then it's moving away to the final of the big white oxers. Again, another area where turning is required and accuracy is paramount. So I'm here with Emily Lahore. Emily, I've joined you at the Land Rover Trout Hatchery, fences 20 and 21. You basically need a degree in orienteering to get yourself through this. Talk us through it a little bit.
Well, the long way, the straight way is over the far brush, in over the big log, get your knitting, straight line to the corner fence, and then out over the skinny, and the long way is just a bit more around the houses, but a lot safer.
I mean, you're at this point on the course. This is a proper fence, isn't it? And a lot to do in a short space of time.
Yes, and there'll be a lot of crowds here. There'll be a lot for them to look at, and nothing's very obvious. When they jump the fence beforehand, they've got to come off their line and then jump something else. So I think they might find it a bit muddling.
And we often talk about horses as you're developing their confidence and so on, locking onto a fence. Presumably with all these turns, it's going to be harder to get the horse to lock onto a fence.
Yes, and actually if you're going all the straightaways so far, you're not taking them off the line at all. This is the first time that you're really taking them off a line and turning them to something else. And
does that in itself, if you haven't taken them off that line earlier in the course, does that, might that pose a problem steering-wise and so on?
Yes, absolutely. Maybe at the farm you might think about doing the corners so that you are getting them a little bit more, concentrating. Yeah, or maybe up at the Rolex fence.
And does husband Alec ever give you any advice on these fences?
Well, he wasn't here last year because he was running the Europeans, so he's coming this year. I hope he's not going to interfere too much, but I'm sure there'll be wise words.
Well, the best of luck, Emily. I hope you have a great ride. Thank you.
Thanks.
So fence 24, A, B and C is the well-known Discovery Valley. Riders approach downhill and have to jump this treasure chest here that you can see behind me. In itself, nothing too much, sets the horses up. Then they've got to level 6 strides as they come along the bottom of the valley towards a significant birch oxer, built out of the front of the 2 bonnets of 2 Discoveries. And then they've got a very bending 4 strides to the final element, the C element. The difficulty is definitely in the last element, and the undulations in the ground are going to mean that riders have got to use real feel here. It's going to be a case of, is it a long stride, a short stride, and the undulations are definitely going to affect horses' balance. But again, we expect to see the major players going the direct route. So I'm joined by Andrew Nicholson, of course, walking the course for the first time here at Burghley in 2016, and we're at the Discovery Valley. Andrew, give us your thoughts.
Well, on the course or on Discovery Valley?
On the Discovery Valley.
On Discovery Valley. I think it's very good, very challenging for this bit of the course, but very fair. You got the chest in, a direct straight line to...
Decent size oxer.
Especially if you jump from the bottom of the slope.
Yeah.
It's very decent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they'll come and run up there and jump that well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the land, it's got a bit of a drop downhill run, turn up the hill to the C element. But yeah, I think it's very good and very fair, and I hope to ride it very smoothly. It walks like it should be a nice smooth ride, and hopefully that's what we'll do.
And the course in general, looking forward to it?
Very much. I think it's very good. I think Mark Phillips has done a very good job. I think it's a lot of the jumps are quite old-fashioned type fences, very fair, very demanding. I think he's been very clever at putting fences very close together at the beginning. You'll be late on the watch and then chase them on the galloping bits, and suddenly find you've got 3 or 4 difficult fences lumped very close together, pretty much all related, and then another long gallop, same again, and, which ends up making you make mistakes.
And he's a very clever course designer, isn't he? He's a course designer who people will walk the course often, maybe be a bit relaxed about it, and then actually find out what it really means on the Saturday.
I don't think they'll be too relaxed about this one when they've walked it. It's plenty big enough, and I think over the years he's got a bit smoother at his lines between the A and B and related fences. It looks to me to be a bit smoother, but friendlier type lines, which I think is a very positive thing.
You come here with a great hand. Nereo on good form?
He's been winning everything at home.
Well, we're really backing you, so good luck this week.
Thanks, I'm looking forward to riding them.
Thanks, Andrew. Cheers. So we're here at fence 26, A and B, the FEI Classics Leaf Pit. It's an iconic Burghley fence. Riders approach, have to jump down a steep step and run down a very steep hill to a relatively forgiving skinny fence at the B part. There is an alternative to the B element, but I shouldn't think the main players will be taking that. This is hopefully at this stage in the course a bit more of a rider frightener than too much of a question for the horses. Bumped into Blythe Tate on the course, multiple medalist and of course senior and most experienced rider. Blythe, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very good. So the FEI Classics Leaf Pit, it's an amazing Burghley fence, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is a classic. It's been here forever. It never gets any smaller. It's a long way down there. Good turn in, which is going to help, I think, so that we can just slow the horses down. But, you know, they have to be brave. They have to trust us. A downhill approach. Plenty of room before we get to the out, so that's a good thing. But it's quite skinny. Later on in the course, though, if it was at the beginning, I think it would be even harder.
Yeah. So hopefully by this stage, not too testing.
Well, there'll be a few faults, I'm sure. But no, I think, you know, as I said, if it was 3 or 4, like it has been in the past, the horses aren't into their stride. They should be pretty going by now.
That's great, Blythe. Well, the best of luck and hope you go well.
Cheers.
Cheers.